Heat number 1 is now in the books.
All right, so that's the first of the 2 heats for the 600cc modifieds. It's going to be a quick turnaround for those drivers because as soon as the heat races are done, bang, they are right up for the first feature event of the evening. So heat number 2 will roll out on the track now. Front row for this one, well, we talked about Allie Scott, who made it to the redraw in heat 1. Well, now let's see how little brother does, or is it big brother?
Big brother, I believe.
Okay, big brother Chance is starting on the, Chase.
Chase.
Yeah, Chase is starting on the front row here with the 108S. Outside the front row, Dylan Robinson's 3D.
Chase is on the case. Row number 2 on the inside, the 215 of Samantha Jordan. On the outside, the 77 of Brian Root.
Then third row inside is going to be Larry Furman. And Matt Cole, first time driving one of these 600cc mods outside row 3.
And finally, row 4, the 777 of C.J. Jokum. Once again, all will qualify for the redraw. 8 laps the distance. Here we go. Green flag is out, and we're racing. 3 wide.
Taking the lead on the drop of the green is going to be Robinson with the number 3. Chase Scott moves into the number 2 position. Race for the number 3 spot now as Furman tried to look down to the inside. Couldn't quite open the door on Samantha Jordan, but now Jordan goes wide in turn number 4, opens the door up, and Furman moves into the number 3 spot. Now Matt Cole closing in on the 215 from the 5th spot.
Down the backstretch right now, it's going to be an interesting race. However, up front and in the lead, we continue right now. Dylan Robinson is setting the pace as he tries to get as much distance between him and Chase Scott in the 108. Furman a distant third right now.
And back behind Furman, still that battle between the 215 of Samantha Jordan and Matt Cole in the 124. Meanwhile, business starting to pick up here at the front of the field as Chase Scott has closed the gap down to within a couple of car lengths. So Robinson now shows him a wheel on the inside of turn number 2, only about 1 car length back now as they work into turns 3 and 4.
At the rear of the pack, the 777 of C.J. Zokum and Brian Root in the 77 are almost a half a speed away behind. Up in front, though, it's getting interesting.
Ooh, Chase Scott went to try to slide the inside there, and the car drifted. He checked up to avoid slamming into the side of Robinson's car. Falls about 2 car lengths back now as they'll work off turn number 4 this time. 5 complete, 3 to go.
Around the track we go, and so far so good with your race in the front is there almost a half a straightaway ahead of race number 2, and then we have race number 3 all the way at the back of the pack right now.
Yeah, and Matt Cole took a look down to the inside of Samantha, couldn't quite make the move there. Meanwhile, 2 to go for the race leaders. Up into turn 1, separated by a couple of car lengths. Cole again up alongside the 215 of Jordan. This time will make the pass stick, going into turns 1 and 2 to move up to 4th. Leaders getting ready to come around 3 and 4 now for the white flag.
Dylan Robinson continuing to set the pace. However, Scott continuing to try to go and reel him in. It looks like he's going to try the inside. The door was shut right there as they head down the backstretch right now.
So coming around for the checkered flag, about a 2 car length gap. Chase Scott will pedal it into turns 3 and 4, but is going to run out of time in this one. Dylan Robinson will get the heat race win. Scott finishes in 2nd, Furman 3rd, Cole in 4th. Jordan will finish in 5th, followed by Jokum in the 777, and then Brian Root with the 77 completes the starting field. So that means that Robinson, Scott, Furman, and Cole will get to go to the redraw for starting positions.
And just like that, we're going to keep right under constant motion right here. The modifieds coming on the line next. Once again, 8 laps the distance as they get ready to come out right now. We're going to have 4 heats for tonight. And once again, 3 will be redrawing right here. And we'll see how things roll as they get ready to come around here. They're going to take a couple of laps to basically pack the track down and get ready to roll here.
And in each of these 4 heat races, the top 5 will qualify. So if you finish 4th or 5th, you're going to line up behind the 12 cars that redrawed as you finished in your heat races. Then the remainder of the starting field will be filled by a consolation race. Brand spanking 100% new car for Chris Ostrowski with the number 29J. Well, I was about to give him props for a brand new race car, and I've just been informed that unfortunately that car gave up the ghost earlier, had an issue in hot laps, was showing some smoke, so he has elected to park the car rather than hurt the motor anymore.
and a good decision overall. The amount of smoke coming out of that car, we knew something was going on, and really not surprising that he's not going to be able to come online here for tonight.
Yeah, it was smoking so much I thought a side of ribs were going to come out of it at one point.
It's not too bad. I like that analogy right there.
So that's going to shuffle the lineup here. And I believe Alex Yankowski in the 2RS would now be your pole sitter alongside the current point leader in the modified division here at 5 Mile Point. That's Nick Rachinski with the 20R.
Row number 2, looks like we're going to have Ken Titus in the 9 machine and Ryan Conrad in the number 5.
Southern Tier regular Bailey Boyd with the 163 will start alongside the Stefersky Parts 27K machine of Brett Tonkin.
And finally, row number 4, the 415 of Randy Fox. Once again, 8 laps the distance for modified heat number 1. We'll have 4 heats for tonight, 5 to qualify, and 3 to redraw here at 5 Mile Point Speedway. So excitement building here as the white flag is shown from Brian down there on the flagger stand. And you know, Paul, what a great event. Every time the Mike Colsten 51 remembered his run, I just sit here and so many memories come back.
Oh, absolutely. It's all in tribute to Mike Colsten tonight. And, man, I miss having him around. What a stellar competitor
I
he
have
was.
some stories to tell you, which I'm going to save for a little later on. But I've got some really huge stories to tell you.
All right, well, the story now is we're going green off turn number 4. Heat 1 of 4 for the modifieds underway, and it's Rachinski who will outgun the Yankowski 2RS for the lead. Oh, almost a little contact there between Titus and Tonkin as they were racing hard down the backstretch. Tonkin slips to the inside of Titus. He'll grab the number 3 spot here on lap number 1.
Up in the front, it's Rochinski running away from your second place runner right now, Alex Yankowski, starting to get some distance there. He won the feature here on the new surface 2 weeks ago and did quite well, really complimented it. And so far, so good for him as we start to space out these modifieds around the track.
And right now, Ken Titus is sitting back there in the number 9 in the final transfer spot. He's working to try to get ahead of Ryan Conrad in front of him here. Puts a wheel down to the inside and turns 3 and 4. Just hasn't found the open door yet. Trying to get alongside again here on the front stretch. Gets a good launch out of 4. Now he'll pull the slider, but he pulls it too well, and they wind up hooking bumpers. The rear Nerf bar hangs up on the left front shock tower of Conrad, and that brings out a yellow.
Once cars hook like that, that's pretty much it. It's going to take a hook to lift one of them in order to separate them, and there's just absolutely no way of going around it without getting that hook out there. So they're stuck like a fly on fly paper, so to speak. Well,
so
there's
that's
some movement there. He is starting to move a little bit. So possibly they've dislodged.
All right. Yeah, it looks like they've gotten some separation here. So Conrad checking the front end on his car. He's going to go ahead and pull away under his own power. And I think Titus is going to roll away as well. So no damage done. The thing you got to worry about when you hook like that is if you're the car whose shock tower is hooked, real easy for that Nerf bar to rip that collar off and then wind up lifting the left front shock right off the shock mount.
Well, we'll see if Titus is able to get moving here. He's slowly starting to ease up the backstretch. He's either waiting for the field to catch up or he's got an issue with the car. We'll see what happens. So far, everything looks pretty good, and hopefully Titus will be able to go and tack right onto the rear.
All right, so Kenny Titus dropping in at the back of the field. Now, you'll notice sometimes a driver will chase the field around. Kenny Titus has been in this game a long time. Knew the field was coming, just waited for him to go by, fall on the tail.
Yep, exactly what I was referring to. And you know something? It's going to be interesting with this restart. You've got Rachinski and you've got Yankowski, Alex Yankowski right up in the front row for this restart here. And this is an opportunity, quite honestly, that Alex Yankowski has probably been waiting for.
So we'll get ready for the restart again here in turns 3 and 4. Green flag waves. Rachinski on the gas, and a nice restart for Brett Tonkin as he slides past the number 2 RS machine of Yankowski, moves into the number 2 position.
3 wide they were, and I'm telling you right now, the competition is now going to be Rochinski and Tonkin up in front, Yankowski in third right there, and Randy Fox in the 415 just a little farther back as we continue to space out around the speedway right now.
And Fox would love to get up there and get ahead of Yankowski and get into the redraw. Right now, the guy on the hot seat is Bailey Boyd with the number 163. He's in that final qualifying spot, but he's only got about 3 or 4 car lengths on the Titus number 9, and Ken's pedaling hard trying to catch him.
Titus is the man on the move. We'll see if he's able to get up there, and that's going to make or break without having to run the consi. Popsicle sticks are in the air 2 more times around the speedway right now.
So Rochinski continues to gap out here. The gap now about 5 car lengths over Tonkin. And it's about another 5 car lengths back to where Yankowski sits in third. And Titus, try as though he might, has not been able to close the gap. So Bailey Boyd may be able to sneak in here as the final qualifier. And that would send Titus and Conrad back to a consi.
This is going to be it coming out from turn number 4. Checkered flag is in the air. This is going to be it right here. It's going to be Nick Rochinski. Tonkin for second, Yankowski for third, and we continue around the speedway right now. It's the 415 of Randy Fox, the 163 of Bailey Boyd. It's Titus, and rounding out the last spot right here, Ryan Conrad. That wraps up heat number 2 for the modifieds.
So Rochinski, along with Brett Tonkin and Yankowski, they will be the drivers that will go to the redraw, and then Fox and Boyd earn qualifying positions. Now, here comes heat number 2. This heat's just a little bit stacked, shall we say.
I was just thinking that. I was looking at Rusty Smith, one of the ones to watch. He'll be starting in the 4th row, and it'll be interesting to watch him come up through the ranks right here. Look at some of the other drivers. We'll give you the lineup now. All
right, Jerry Higbee's 51, Justin Holland with the 280 are row 1.
Row number 2 on the inside, the 401 of Frank Kuzi. On the outside, the 27V of Dan Vaughter.
Then you have Danny Tyler's 97T, Alex Stanton in the 117.
On the row number 3, the 97T of Danny Tyler.
Green flag waves, modified heat number 2 underway. Higbee locks down over Holland for the race lead. Tyler already on the move, gets to the inside of Vaughter's white number 27. Vaughter pushes up the racetrack, and here comes Rusty Smith trying to make a peg coming off turn number 4.
Coming down the front stretch right there, it's got to be feeling really good for Colsten right now out in front. Holland in second, the 401, the car on the move right now. Frank Kuzi continuing around the speedway. Watch the Smith car as he starts to go and reel in.
So Higbee holding on to the lead by a few car lengths. Cozy up into the redraw now in the number 401 machine, but he's about to have company. Here comes Danny Tyler with the 97. Oh, a little contact further back. Rusty Smith able to slide through and get by the 27 of Vaughter, and the 117 of Stanton made their way through as well, but right now they're on the outside looking in.
The 51 continuing, Jerry Higbee out in front. The 280, Justin Holland, a very fierce competitor. He's slowly but surely reeling in the 51 of Jerry Higbee right there. We'll see if he's able to do so. He's got the time. He may do it.
Those two have pulled out a little bit of a gap over Cozy, who rides by himself in third. That's a key spot because Cozy right now would be the final car to go to the redraw. Sean Walker right now is the man on the hot seat because he has the final qualifying spot in this heat race, but only a couple of car lengths behind in the familiar Blue Ox number 34, and closing in quickly is Rusty Smith.
Smith wants it. He wants it bad, and he's going to try everything he can to get it. Up at the front, though, the big story is Holland. As he reels in Higbee, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen quickly. Double popsicle sticks in the air 2 more times around the speedway.
Looked like Higbee is a little bit better from the center of the corner off. Holland can carry more speed into the corner, but it's drive off the corner that really matters here. So the gap remains at about a car length here as we get the white flag.
One more time around the speedway. Who's it going to be up front? Higbee's got to just hang on a little while longer. We'll see if he's able to do that as they come off turn number 4. Checkered flag is in the air. Here it is, Paul.
And Higbee will hang on over Holland and Cozy. Those 3 cars will go to the redraw. Higbee will finish 4th. He'll transfer to the feature event for the Mike Colsten Remembered 51, as will Sean Walker with the number 21. And Vaughter, I don't think, is going to be exchanging thumbs up on Facebook with Rusty Smith. Little post-race discussion there between the 2 cars.
These things can happen sometimes, and rubbin's racing at times, and things just can't be avoided right there. But it was kind of a nail-biter right there because Holland, if he was given any kind of an opportunity, would have definitely seized it right there.
All right, another